Hello everyone, here I am at Fiesta Hispana, 43rd year of 2024, and I am with the CEO and the president of Fiesta Hispana, Sonia. So tell me, I see here a new location, a new area. What's this all about?
Well, we've known for the past couple of years that they were going to renovate Barney Ellis Plaza. We just didn't know when. So we finally got that call this year, probably around the month of April, letting us know, hey, it's going to happen, which like I said, we knew. So the city was gracious enough to walk us through their properties, kind of give us some options. We did check out a few, but ultimately we decided that this was the best location. It has many, many options that we didn't have before that got us very excited. So for us, this expanded space was the opportunity for us to improve what we haven't been able to do for Fiesta Hispana before. With the additional space, we've been able to open it up to more vendors. We've been able to provide a food truck area that we hadn't in the past. And basically just to span everything, we have a dedicated kids area that the parents have been loving. So, this added space, we wanted to make sure that we had all the basic services covered this year to provide the event to go on without a hitch. Obviously, what we'll do is with the enormous outcome that we've had this year, it's packed all the way back here and all the way on the sides like never before. So we think we did something good. We made sure that we promoted it in every way we could, that Fiesta Hispana was going to be in a new location. And we just hoped that this was easier to access than downtown, to get people excited, letting them know, hey, we've heard them. At times last year, you couldn't walk in between the crowd, right? It was very difficult to get from A to B. So when doing this layout, we obviously wanted to spread it out enough to where people were able to walk around, to feel comfortable, and to give everyone a new experience, right? For so long we've been in this small area, but now it's double, triple, quadruple the size, right? So I think it's been good. Like I said, an overwhelming crowd. We will be here this year, 2024. We will also be here 2025. We were told that we would be going back to Barney Ellis in 2026. The plan is to go back when Barney Ellis is completely renovated, and we've been told that they will have that done by the time the World Cup is here.
And, there is a huge difference. You were talking about the crowd and how everything expanded into a multitude. And I'm saying, and what I'm seeing is that the bigger the place, the more people are coming. It's already overcrowded. It's overwhelming. The people are here. They're enjoying themselves. There's more food vendors, which that is really good. People love the food. They come, they listen to the music, they dance. That's all good. But in reality, how do you all feel about this? How do being the president, the CEO of this, and the foundation? How do you feel that all this has involved? Became like a big explosion to Kansas City, not only Missouri, but to Kansas City and Kansas City, Missouri. It has been a big hit, especially for the Hispanic community. So how do you feel personally about that?
Well, we're very pleased with the result, right? What people need to know is right after this event ends, we will close our reports, close the books on this, and we immediately start planning for next year. It doesn't stop. It's year-round. So while this is fresh in our minds, we're going to evaluate everything that happened here, the good, the bad. We will also talk with local law enforcement. I don't know if you've noticed, but we've tripled the amount of security here because of the number of people we were expecting. So it's, going back and analyzing what worked and what didn't work, what other improvements we can make for next year. And ultimately, our plan is to expand this even more. We wanted to take it safe. We wanted to, make sure that everything went off without a hitch. But now that we got the lay of the land, our plan is to make it bigger. Whether it's I mean, we cut off part of the parking lot so that cars can park. So we have much more bigger room that we can play with, right? And so, it's getting the feedback, letting us know, but I mean, we have overwhelming response that they love this location. We're happy about that. I mean, for us as a committee, working year round, and mind you, we didn't know about this new location until April or May. So we've basically, it's creating a new event, a new experience in the span of 4 or 5 months. And I mean, as a community, as a committee, I mean, I think this is wonderful. And I mean, we are ultimately proud with the end result. I mean, but thank you to all the sponsors. This was a year that, I mean, everyone was interested, right? Based upon the overwhelming result we had last year on that last day with Los Capi, I mean, that was our biggest crowd to date, right? Ultimately, that didn't stand long because now, tonight was the biggest crowd we have ever had. And so, it's going back, letting the sponsors know, hey, thank you, based upon, due to your support, your contributions, we were able to make this happen for our community, right? And so this is the official kickoff for Hispanic Heritage Month, and it was a successful one.
Yes, it's a big hit, the crowd is here, they're all excited. Food trucks are here. I mean, although I do see way more vendors and more sponsors. So tell me about your sponsors and your vendors, because I know you're very thankful for them because this is what keeps it rolling. So tell me about that.
Well, we are grateful to have had the support of the City of Kansas City, right? Through the Neighborhood Tourism Development Fund. They are our biggest sponsor. They're our abuelo sponsor is what we labeled it. And as you can't see right now, but I mean, we had Fiesta Hispana on the stage in TDF, so thank you primarily to them, because we have always had the support of the city, but also to, the state of Missouri came on board through the Missouri Arts Council, because part of their mission is to celebrate the arts and celebrate dance and music. So, I mean, sponsors, we have 40 other sponsors, right, that we can name, right? So we just want to thank everyone that sponsored Fiesta Hispana 2024. It was a big variety this year. We couldn't do it without all of the media sponsors. Those newspaper, TV, radio, streaming. Without your guys' help, you guys are helping us get the word out about this wonderful event. And we are so gracious, so appreciative to everything that you guys have done because, for us, we're a community, right? The board members are community members. So this is an event planned by the community for the community. And without media helping us get the word out, crowds like this are not possible. So thank you very much, but we look forward to building on the success of Fiesta Hispana, and hopefully next year we can provide something a little bit more record-breaking than this, right? Every year, and I tell the sponsors this, every year I tell them it's the biggest crowd we've ever had. And it's like, and I tell them, and I know I say it every year, but over the past 10 years, right? Over the past 10 years, this event has grown and grown and grown into what it is today. And so we're just extremely pleased and grateful.
And I see that every year you have new people coming in. You know how we're walking around doing interviews and all that. We see new people. We tell them, hey, is this your first year? And they're like, yeah, it's my first year. I love it. I will be here next year. So that's how it keeps multiplying into more people for next year, which is something that we always look forward. Every September, we're like, we know it's going to come here. And, last but not least, I know that you're saying you're bringing new improvements to 2025, right? What's one of the new things, or you're just wanting to hold that off yet?
Well, every year, right? We get overwhelming requests to perform, for instance, right? So we have one stage, but you know, we have enough artists, we have enough dance groups, and it's about being a little bit more inclusive and, you know, reaching out to some of those groups that have not had the chance to perform. I mean, that's ultimately what we want to do, right? We want to grow our own. And so what better stage to give them than the Fiesta Hispana stage? So we have room, depending on how it goes. That might be an idea to where we two stages on opposite, right? And allow more additional artists to showcase their talent. Because if you're adding another stage, that's 3 more days of continuous entertainment that we can provide. And it's just planning the schedule right, alternating right, so it's a little bit of something to where the crowd can go back and forth and they can make choices. Do I want to listen to this kind of music? Listen to this kind of music, right? And because it is Hispanic Heritage Month, and there's so many countries, right, whose Independence Day fallen within this month, we want to be able to include everyone so that everyone is representative.
Well, there you go, Fiesta Hispana. We have it here, the 43rd anniversary for Fiesta Hispana, and we'll be waiting again for next year to see what more exciting news she has for us. Thank you again.